Good evening, viewers. Thank you very much for coming and joining the webinar on decoding the ICAI merger and demerger of CA Firms Guideline 2024. I am pleased to announce that we are uh, uh, presented here with the President, Sir, CA Charanjot Singh Nanda, sir, who has specially requested the request of the accepted the request of the committee to address, because this particular topic is very near to his heart. We are also fortunate to have our Vice President, Sir, CA Prasanna, sir, today in this webinar. And I'm also pleased to announce that Vice Chairman Sri Babu sir is also there. He will address on the aspects of the merger and demergers. The flow of this program will be like this. We'll be starting with the presidential address, then in the vice presidential address, then we'll be discussing on the topic, understanding the key policy changes in the merger and demerger with 2024 guidelines. Then the vice chairman will be speaking on navigating the implication strategy and operational impact of firm. So this is the flow, and then it will be followed by Q&A. So once again, viewers, thank you. Office will assist in the queries, etc. May I request Honorable President to Vice President, Honorable Vice President to say a few things about this particular topic or anything else you wish to communicate with the viewers.
Yeah. Most respected CA Charanjot Singh Nanda sir, Honorable President of the Institute of Chartered of India, CA Sanjay Agarwal sir, the convener of the group on aggregation of firms, and Babu Brown sir, deputy convener, and members, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. I feel it a great privilege for me to come and address in this particular webinar, the subject of which is very close to the hearts of all the Indian chartered accountants. As we are all aware, the combination of the firms and the proprietary concerns and the sole practice, if we say, and really the partnership firms are only 25 to 26%. So in the real numbers, if we see, there are 11,000 partners which have got to more than two partners, and there are 15,000 partnerships where only two partners are there. So given this today's scenario of practice and the intricacy involved in the practice, so I don't say sole proprietorship should not be there, but it's always desirable that we aggregate the firms and we make it smaller partnership firms, and smaller partnership, they should grow into larger partnerships. Keeping this in view, a separate group has been constituted, and it was the Sanjay Agarwal sir who took the lead, had multiple meetings, and came up with a solution in the merger and demerger of the CA firms also. A lot of modifications are brought in. So now I understand you are going to discuss about the rules of mergers and demergers. So demerging is not the issue at all. It's a merger and it should last long. Demerger is only the exit path, which is not a relevant one for all of us. Our firms in India should grow bigger and biggest, and see that the dream of the ICAI leadership, particularly Nanda sir, that we should have Indian Big Four, Indian Big Ten in the world standard should be achieved. We have to make a beginning where, as I told, proprietary concerns should be converted into small partnership forms, and others should convert into large partnership forms very soon. I'm sure with the deliberation today, you'll get whatever the doubt that you have in your mind, that will get clarified today, and tomorrow itself will start working on aggregation of the firms. With this, wish you all the best. Have a great day of learning, and once you learn, you discuss with other friends who could not attend this particular program, so that comprehensively all the 4,85,000 chartered accountants and 1,61,000 practicing chartered accountants should work together for aggregation of the firms. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, VP sir, for giving us your thoughts about the aggregation of firms, and the demerger, though we have there in our guidelines, but you say you should never go for demerger, always talk about the merger. Thank you very much. Now, may I request Honorable President Sir to give his vision how to this committee should work and what is your target for this year?
Most respected, the Vice President of the Institute, C.A. Prasanna Kumar D, my very dear friend in the council, Chairman of Committee on Aggregation of Firms, C.A. Sanjay Kumar Agarwal, the Vice Chairman, C.A. Babu Abraham, ladies and gentlemen. It's truly a momentous occasion. Since last year, we are doing a lot of work to ensure that Indian firms have an equitable position when they compete with their global counterparts. The government now is also keen that we should set up a big Indian firm. A big Indian firm is a dream which we will certainly realize, but with that, there are so many firms who are very keen now to do mergers, who are very keen to now understand the guidelines of mergers and demergers 2024. They are very keen to look at the key policy changes and implications so that they can strategically create or reorganize their firms and be at an advantageous position. Things have changed both at our end also and at the end where impairments are made with CAG or RBI officers. So in order to create awareness among members, in order to make them aware that there are certain such issues that ultimately lead to their progress, there are certain issues with respect to which if they get indulged, their marks increase and more importantly, their delivery also gets impacted. You are all aware that India now is a back office of the entire world. The entire world is coming across for our knowledge, so we are very keen that overseas guidelines, overseas networking also happens, and that is also in line. The committee is well poised of the fact, and the chairman, vice chairman are working overnight to ensure that they come out with overseas guidelines also as soon as is possible. I wish this webinar a great success. I want to praise the working of this committee under the able chairmanship of Sanjay ji and vice chairmanship of Babu ji. Let's all work together to make our institute the best institute of the world. Let us empower our members so that they're able to effectively reorganize their firms and create value for themselves, for the stakeholders and the country at large. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, President Sir. I think for the request which I made to President Sir, he was supposed to go in some important meeting, but I requested him and I rather touched his hand that, sir, you have to come in our webinar and you have to bless us. The momentous for this particular committee that President and both Vice President are there to address us and to look into that. The things are being done for the smaller firms to make them bigger and also make clarification, etc. Sir, just for the viewers' point of view, I would like to say that the overseas networking guidelines are already on the council table. We have passed in the committee and
They have to be validated at the council level.
by the council.
Yes, but still till it is coming, you can see if there more points can be added or if you see something more,
Yes.
because contemporary changing on a daily basis, so we
Yes,
can
sir.
consider that.
So thank you very much for giving your blessings, both President and Vice President, sir. And I hope in future also you will continue to give your blessings to the committee.
Thank you so much.
So friends, they have to go and I will request just half a second break for it. Thanks.
Continue.
Thank you. So Vice Chairman, sir, shall we begin the actual presentations?
I think we can straight away go to the presentation. And I think after, sir, each session we will take some questions also.
Yes, sir. In office will help us in the question answers.
Yeah, members can keep on posting their questions, whatever be on the board.
So once again, for the sake of the just repetition, that I'll be taking the key policy changes in the merger and demerger, and then Honorable Vice Chairman is going to take navigating the implications, strategy, and operational impact of firms. as you know that Babuji, Babu Abraham Kalyavali, am I correct? So
Chairman sir, Kalli Vayalil.
Kalyavali. So thank you for correction.
Yeah.
He himself is a beautiful uh, organizer and is handling the things for last so many years. So friends, may we have the presentation? So let me tell you a few facts which we must understand, we must know that the journey of this merger demerger started somewhere in 1999 officially, and council announced the implications of the decision at the 198th meeting of the council. Then finally in 2002, the deliberation took places, and the how the seniority is to be given, and then how the demerger will take place, what are the various things which will come, how the agreement is to be formed, etc. That was also finalized in 223rd meeting of the council. And in 2005, a full-fledged uh, merger demerger rules which came, and finally they have been revised, and they have been now notified in 2024 by your council, and the present guidelines on which we are going to deliberate will be on the 2024 guidelines. Friends, just let me present some data before I give the regulatory aspect of this. That look how the picture is not so, you can say that impressive, and the data which I am presenting you is not speaking that the firms are not aggregating, whereas at the issue level we are trying to bring so many things, and in this year when we have brought this 2024 guidelines, we try to uh, bring certain structural changes so that ease is there, and some of them not only come up and they should also grow. So out of total 99,055 forms which we have right now, if you see on the picture on the PPT, that individual practitioners are also there. They are not even having their own proprietorship, but they are practicing. 3,776 members are doing practice in their own name, and 68,194, and this data is as on 1st April 2025. 68,194 are proprietors. They run about 68.84%. And the partnership form, as the vice president has already given you the data, that 27,085 forms are only partnership, and 11,000 and something are around two partners and beyond that. So the reason what are the reason for which this data is not coming for a consolidation, because we need to see to it that unless until we consolidate and we offer the services under all one roof, as compared to that we provide all services, but we are not expertise of all services. So this is something which we wanted to bring to the notice of the members. And then the next statistics which I would like to present is the gender mix between the COP holder and non-COP holder. As you can say that we have around 95,445 women or female members, those who are not holding COP. And as compared to that, we have 31,388 if you see on the table, which is on the right of your screen. Then we have full-time members around 1,23,952. And we have non-COP holder male are approximately 1,68,052. There is another concept of part-time COP holder or part-time practitioners, which is there, and both women and male, they are around 7,033. So the data of 4,25,870, which I am presenting you, is now is to see this that more and more female member as well as male member should come for the practicing, and then they also should consolidate or merge, as already VP has said, that the demerger should not be there. So technically, we have provided for the demerger. Now, what are the road blocks? Which are the challenges which are faced by the CF firm? The first thing which we have identified is the identity crisis. So, for example, if I want practice to be done by me, so I may join with one of my friend who may be having my GMCS with me, or my college mate, or then we do this particular practice in a partnership form, which I have told you around 28,000. So the problem is there that I want that the firm should be in my name, and it should continue to be in my name or in the name of both the partners. So the identity crisis, we have to see that how we should safeguard the firm name post merger or after the merger also. What type of the seniority, what type of the things which are in the hands of the issuer. For example, the LLP is not in the hands of the issued. LLP is being managed by the MCM. So what we can give you the seniority, name, freezing, unfreezing, so many things we have talked about the new concept in this particular merger and demerger guideline. The second thing what we have found that the multiple locations, this is a problem which people were facing. That, for example, if I'm in Delhi and Babu sir is in Cochin, and we have a partner with whom I want to merge is in Mumbai, or let us say in Dhulia, or let us say somewhere in my region in Jammu and Kashmir. So if we have to file a form, so SSP, we have a problem that we have to file a form where everyone has to give an SSP clearance, a OTP. So we have tried to solve this problem by taking the OTPs on managing partners basis, and documentation we have tried to reduce it, and it is being in the you can say SSP portal to be aligned with. Now, the another thing that if suppose in Delhi I want to have some merger with another firm, so I need to verify their KYC. I need to verify whether anything is happening there. That I will present in the last of my slide. That what and how we can become bigger. The last one, which I have already explained about the procedure hurdles, which were there, we have tried to, you can say, solve most of them. And still, if there are certain things, your council is open for any answer. We have prepared a lot of FAQs, which I am going to answer while after the deliberation of Babu sir. And some of the questions which, if you have, you please put up in your Q&A. So office will take those questions also. The next, how the wheel of the total this merger will work out, and how the things we have worked out in this. So the starting point was the members' feedback. We had a nationwide survey. Google form was floated. Then we had a number of meetings also, where we asked some of the bigger firms to tell about their success stories. We have also asked some of the demerged firms why they have demerged, what are the reasons why they have demerged. And we have found a data where we find that because we have a 5-year limitation, so the firms demerge at the fag end of the 5th year, and they again merge after 5 years, so that their name, as I said in the beginning, that name identity is one of the things for which most of the people are struggling. So that data was also studied by us, and then that is why we have come for a new extension of the period, and this council has decided about this. The second point, which in this wheel, we need to see the procedural review. So we have in-depth study analysis, and the office has worked out on detail with the MSS section, with the membership section, with the technology guys. So we have discussed with everyone, and the procedural review we have done. The third process which we have done, a collaborative dialogue, interactive brainstorm sessions and consultation with the CA firms for aggregation of the form we have done. And then last one is the proposed amendment were made after a complete thorough procedure of the exposure draft, which we have given to the member, organized a few of the sessions also. And then finally, when they came, they have been thoroughly deliberated in the committee. Then it has gone to the council, and thereafter now it is become as a guidelines within the mission of section 15 to FA, and they are part of the now the council guidelines. Now, what revision we have done? So the revision which we have done is the professional landscape. We have seen that how it is evolving, dynamic in operating the environment, need for structural reforms, policy changes that we have done, procedure complexity we have reduced, and bringing ease for doing the practice. These are the few things. Now, I'm going to present the key highlights of this merger demerger, and then we'll say about the question answers. Friends, we are going to have a lot of physical programs also. To begin with, this virtual program is being organized so that we can have the recording of this particular program. And then we have the feedback and questions of the members. And if requires any change in the policy, we can go to the council and we can ask for the changes also. So what is the applicability? Whether it applies to proprietor, it applies to the individual partners, it applies to LLP, it applies to partnership firm, which can be merged, which cannot be merged. So the applicability is to be seen in section 2CA of the Chartered Accountant Act. So firm has been defined as what? Now, the partnership firm is defined, as you all know, in the Indian Partnership Act 1932, and they should be registered with the ICAI. The partnership also, or 2CA, also covers the limited liability partnership. As you know that you can now have an LLP, CA LLP, rather I would say, and you can also practice in sole proprietorship form. So the sole proprietorship will consist of two things. One is the firm and one is the individual practitioner. So individual practitioners we are not covering. We are covering only firm. Now, So, friends, can a sole proprietorship merge with a partnership firm? No. Can they merge with the LLP? No. Why no? Because a sole proprietor is only a single individual. If they wanted to merge with a partnership firm and the partnership firm is to become a proprietor. So that is not envisaged by us. However, a partnership firm can merge with a sole proprietor, vice versa is possible. A sole proprietor can go to a partnership firm, but a partnership firm cannot go to a sole proprietor to become a proprietary, because then its own constitution will become a proprietorship. So first of all, they have to convert. Similarly, in LLP, the LLP is defined in the LLP Act, and you need to have minimum 2 partners in the LLP. And as such, if they wanted to merge with a proprietor and they wanted to become a proprietor, that is not possible. In fact, this chart talks about only this thing. So please do not be confused about it, whether a proprietor and a partnership can merge or not. Yes, they can merge, but the proprietor has to go in a partnership firm. Similarly, the proprietor can go in LLP? No, because LLP form of practice talks about only the corporate form of the practice. So I have not found any way by which a merger is being allowed in LLP Act of a proprietorship. So this is the our understanding. Then can a LLP merge with a sole proprietary? Yes. Can they also merge? This is also permitted, and 2 LLPs can also merge. So this is the a small chart for your understanding. Now, what is the regulatory change we have done? Earlier, it was 5 year. Now it is that for 10 year, your name and your seniority can be freezed. And we are going to issue you a freezing certificate also, so that there should be no confusion from the ICI side later on. What is freezed? What are the name? Who are the partners at that time when the freezing was there? Because there are certain questions which are going to arise about the how they can demerge, when they can demerge, how many people can ask for the demerger. I give you an example. I have found a recent case where what had happened, a large partnership firm have merged 3 or 4 proprietary firm in them. Now, since the 5-year period was expiring on a particular date, so what they have done, the firm people have demerged themselves without asking the proprietors. They have given them the notice. Now the thing is this, because the issued criteria was met, so the proprietors left off without any, you can say, remedy for them. So that is why we are now providing you that steps and what are the things which you should see to it in your merger agreement, what you should provide, and what are the things which are required to be taken care. So this is what some of the questions which came to me after these guidelines came. So up to 10 years, but the exception for this is also there, which I'll explain you in the next presentation. Now, the freezing. What is freezing? Freezing is something, as I told you, that will issue a certificate that your name is freezed. Then firm can request for unfreezing. For that, we have also made a form. A regulatory form is there. Then old trade name of the firm which we can give you. But please note that if you have merged in 2024 guidelines, You cannot demerge before 1 year. That is the council decision, which was not effective. But now in this particular guideline, we have brought in that if you want to make your friends, if you want to marry with any of your firm, your divorce or your demerger cannot take place before 1 year. After 1 year, you can have a demerger, and up to 10 years, you can have a demerger. So what is next? Next is, can you do any professional activity in the freeze form? Can you continue that name? No, it will be freeze in the ICAI record. Friends, let me tell you, a LLP name cannot be freezed by the issued because the LLP is not being incorporated by the issued. Only issued is recognizing. However, partnership forms are being regulated by ICAI. Proprietorship form name are being regulated by ICAI. And as such, ICAI can give anything in respect of the forms. So if you merge with an LLP or a partnership in an LLP, then we'll be able to give you unfreezing certificate or freezing certificate only in respect of the proprietorship or partnership. Will not be able to give you a freezing certificate in respect of LLP because it is not being regulated by us. It is being regulated by MCA. So be careful. If you want to merge, kindly merge in the partnership form, and later on you may convert into LLP. So this is the point which I'm trying to clarify. Then how the date of establishment will be given, how the seniority will be given, this has been designed in this particular scheme. Then how it will be allotted to any other firm ensuring and protecting the rights, etc. That we have also tried to provide in this form guidelines. Then, as I said you, that the firm identity, which is the backbone, I always think that my name should continue forever. So it might be possible that the firm which are freed with us, let us say on the date of freezing, there are 8 partners. Now you make one of them as managing partner. Now what happened over a period of time in the merged entity, out of 8 partners, let us say 5 partners have gone. Now we have provided that how the unfreezing will be there. Who can give the unfreezing request to the issued? How the linking of the authorized membership number will be there. These are all provided in this scheme. And if suppose 3 have retired, and out of that 3, the managing partner has also retired, how the name will be substituted, whether the second in command will be there, or unfortunately, if there is a demise of a authorized person, then how the OTP will come. These are the few things which normally will come in any SSP presentation. Earlier, we used to have a merger agreement in writing. There, if somebody dies, then you have a problem to talk to their legal, etc. So we have provided you the procedure for that also. Now, issued will maintain and intimate the disease of a retired, deceased or retired to the linked whatever MRN is there. So this is the responsibility we took it. And then there is a form which we maintain in 220C as you see the Chartered Accountant Act. So the linked and the authorized MRN is removed from the register of firms. So this is what we will try. Now, let us come how unfreezing will be there. So the first condition and the foremost condition is the 75% of the erstwhile firm, they have to request for the demerger. And this 75%, as I said you, that if suppose two have retired, one had died, so 75% of the surviving partners will be counted by us. So if suppose 8% or 10% are there, let us say, for example, two have demised, one has retired, so 7 are there. So 75% will calculate from the 7. So 75% of the 7 will be, and it will be rounded off. Then the retiring partner who is going there, he has to submit a NOC for that we have that you can demerge later on, and I'm retiring. So this is the new thing which we have introduced. The person who's going, he is authorizing to the rest of the partners that you can demerge later on. Then we have designed forms, a form number 2, which is MDG 2 and 3. These are the forms which we have designed, and file form number MDG 3 or intimate ICAI by authorized partnership here about the unfreezing of the name. The last process is we are going to issue an unfreezing certificate. Thereafter, you can work in the erstwhile form also. Friends, let me tell you, few questions which has come to me. There may be a date of incorporation difference between few regulators or few authorities. I may be giving you a certificate that your firm was existing, let us say in 2002, after the unfreezing. Since you have to close these entities, if you go and ask for a income tax PAN number, you will get a date of establishment at 2024 or 25 now. Now, this is a difference. And if you go in GST, you will also find a date of establishment which is maybe different from the income tax, or it may tally with the income tax. Because it might be possible that you registered in the income tax in 2025, but in GST you are registered in 2027. So all these conflicts may be there, and if any auditee or anyone want to see the issued certificate or the firm, you can say firm card, then there will be a difference of date. So what we have requested the SSP portal people or technology people that please provide the date as per ICAI and date establishment. If you wanted to give as per your PAN, then we will give you that date also. So there should not be any confusion, because it should not happen that somebody says you are born in 1962. However, your PAN is after 18 years, it is possible, but your PAN is let us say 63 after 1 year of your even when you born. So these are the few things which we have tried to answer in all unfreezing you can say requirements. The digital signature will also be accepted beside the physical signature while filing the forms, etc. Friends, when you do the final in the SSP portal, you might find some of the things which are under the process, because only in January we have brought this, and thereafter, it takes a lot of time with the technology guy. If some things are there, please come back to us. We'll provide you the solution. Then simplifying procedure, we have already, I have already told you that we have simplified the procedure by way of authorizing the managing partner, which I'll explain you. So no OTPs are required from all the partners. It is if 5 big firms are merging, only 5 signatures will do the honors for rest of them. So this is the example. We have explained the case. We are explaining if 5 firms are merged, then each firm or LLP will authorize one managing partner, co-authorized partner to provide OTP to authenticate to entire process of merger. Thereby only 5 signature as already explained. Demerger. If the 5 firms are merged and 2 firms wish to demerge, then authorized managing partner, co-authorized partner will provide OTP for authentication the entire process of demerger at SSP. Thereby, only 5 authorized partners will be required by SSP to authenticate the process of demerger. So this is what we have tried to give the ease. And we have also provided that the authorized partner will keep a data as to how he has become the authorized partner, and he will keep those documentation in its custody, his custody or her custody. Role of managing partner. In this, we have also we are trying to give you the model deeds also, and some of the things which normally when I have discussed with the various authorities or various people, those who are merged or demerged, they have a problem. They say how the remuneration is to be taken, how the percentage of profit is to be taken. It's suppose we have 5 branches. So you can have project wise also your profit percentage or loss percentage. You can talk about the regulator wise also. For example, you may have a different percentage according to the CAG work. You may have a different percentage in RBI work. You may have a percentage with the public sector firm. You may have a percentage, let us say, region wise. If you are suppose in, let us say, Maharashtra, your percentage will be dealt like this in the partners which are there in Maharashtra. These are all understanding among the chartered accountant. Chartered accountant Act permit. You can have any methodology amongst of sharing, etc. The income tax, etc. You need to see that relevant law. We are not commenting, but so far as among the partners, you can have the interest also, you can have commission also, you can have sharing also, you can have, for example, if suppose I'm a person who do the work and you are or Babu sir is a person who brings the work, we can have a understanding about ourselves that if you bring, I'll give you a 30% share in the Babu sir has come immediately. The moment I take his name, 30% I can give a cut to Babu sir. So that is permitted.
I love to associate with you. That's what I was wondering.
Yes, sir. So because you are in my friend now, viewers are not in my friend, and office I don't want to take that as an example. So this is what is the role of the managing partner or ensure compliancing with the audit restriction of 144. Now, what is all this? You see, Section 144 of the Companies Act will come into picture on the merged entity. One of the questions which has come to me, for example, Babu sir, do you have anything, any knowledge how many NBFC one firm can do?
8 NBFCs.
8. Listed. So, for example, if there is a company which is owned by Babuji and there is a company which is owned by me, so we both are having 16. So, after merger, whether 16 will apply or only 8 will apply. So, we have written to the RBI about this, and we have sought the meeting that how the transition will take place, because it might be possible that my 5-year has not expired and I have to leave those assignment or not. So all these questions will come from the regulator. So I say I cannot give an answer without consultation to the regulator. Similarly, the all the document, deed, resignation, approval, this managing partner is required to keep in his custody. And that may be given as a scanned copy or a certified copy to all other partners. And if he wanted to retire, then he has to hand over all those documents to the person to whom they wanted to make as the in charge. So these are the few things. And friends, let me tell you, we are in the process of making a portal wherein we'll provide you all these type of the things. And if RFP process is under already in the advanced stage, and wherein we'll also try to provide you that if you are looking for a partner for merger, demerger or anything, then we'll give you the facility in that. Now, as I said, that the demerger can only take place after 1 year and within 10 years. If you have not completed 1 year, then you will not be able to, if you have merged in new guideline. And if suppose you have even merged in the earlier guideline, still you cannot demerge before 1 year because that was a council decision. And council decision, if ignored by anyone, then in that case, we have restricted in the new guidelines that now you cannot even demerge if you wanted to demerge in the new guidelines, but you were merged in the old guidelines, the 1 year period is important. Now, how we have decoded the demerger, some of the key conditions which I would like to discuss with you. One, I have already told you, between 1 and 10 years. After 1 and 10 years, then demerger allow only firms have previously undergone merger. Somebody asked me, please provide a facility. For example, if I am having a income tax work, which I have developed over a, let us say, of 5 years, another partner have developed a GST portage, can the same firm, which is never being merged in the past, be demerged? So you give me the income tax work with the same name, maybe same FRN or a different FRN, and another partner may be given a GST, another may be given a insolvency. So this particular aspect is not being covered by these guidelines, for which this type of the demergers, we have to think of something else. That is the dissection. So that is not being dealt in these guidelines. Then at least it has to be initiated by 75%. You see, why 75? Why not 60? Why not 80? So the earlier guidelines was also having 75, and we have found that 2/3 majority is always good for making any major decision. Notice of demerger can be given by smaller people also, but the acceptance will be there when it is initiated by 75% more by your ICAI. Now, no acceptance needed for continuing partner of the merged entity if the terms are predefined in the merger agreement. So, the merger agreement becomes one of the, you can say, the point which you need to enter very carefully. Then, Form MDG2 is to be filed. CA Act regulation on LLP and other applicable will be complied by the firm. Demerger can demand it, as I already told you. Now, transition. For example, if your firm got merged and you have not been able to complete 5, so the new guidelines now give you a leverage that you can demerge till next 5 years also, or up to 10 years. But if you have already completed in the erstwhile guidelines your 5 years, and you have completed those 5 years, and you want to demerge till 10 years, no, that is not permitted, because that is provided in the, not provided in the guidelines. Now, what is the exceptions? Individual practitioners without firm name or trade name, they are not covered by these guidelines, because I cannot freeze their individual names. I have to freeze the firm name or trade name. So these are the few regulatory forms which are there. How much time I have got? 5-7 minutes. So I'll be rushing towards it, and we'll have more and more clarification program and stakeholder meeting, etc. If I get enough, you can say request for that. So MDG 1 is for the merger agreement. It is to be filed within 30 days. MDG 2 is a demerger, minimum 1 year, already told you. MDG 3 request for unfreezing the name. So now if I come to the actual aspect that what processes one should do. So if you want to have, I equate always with a marriage, with anyone. So first of all, you will have a preliminary discussion among yourself, how you will work, how your life will learn, when the expansion will take place, how you will share the profits, how you will run the office, who will bear the expenditure, who will make the compliances, who will be regulatory partner, because the institute may ask you or any regulator may ask you the answers or questions. So you need to have a preliminary discussion and you need to have an evaluation of everything. Then the potential conflict, as I told you, 8 NBFC, as Babu sir has told you, that one NBFC can, one partnership or LLP can do. So 8 conflict, and how 144 conflict. For example, if the erstwhile firm is doing the accounting of one particular entity, and the merging partner firm is doing the statutory audit, how you will have the conflict resolution, that you have to discuss. And if you find anything, then you have to share the list of the clients among yourself. Then only you will be able to see. So the second process should come only when you are in advanced stage of the merger. Then if you want to have a, for example, if suppose X firm is having a DC proceeding and Y is merging in an X, so Y will also have a tainted, because after merger, they will be also treated as tainted. So you need to take an undertaking or a clearance or you can say agreement among themselves that there is no, or there are certain proceedings which are going on as on the date by either the DC, NAFRA or any other regulator. The next step which you must keep in the mind is the fourth step: decide the name of the merged firm and then where it is registered. The next step is selection of the managing partner, as I told you. The next is co-authorizing a partner also. The next is the file of merger agreement, etc. with the issue. Decide about the freezing the name of the firm, which I will tell you that how the synergy we are going to, and so on. And the request of the merging firm will freeze the name also, regulatory compliances who will make, and then authorizing the managing partner for the record keeping, etc., which I have explained you in my deliberation also. Then how you need to become bigger to go further, unlocking space, scale, trust, and transformation capabilities. I have jotted down 6, and office have beautifully explained them. Integrated over isolation, then complexity, demand scales, then efficiency wins. The next, we have given you the fourth one is the scale, credibility, how the credibility has to be there, how you have to become the stronger, faith among the partners, things of thinking of becoming bigger, and then tech needs reframe. Technology we have to reframe, because before you accept any assignment, 144 and any other regulatory aspect, you have to say, and then you have to have a trust, which is the first thing. So I kept it at the 6 But trust is the first thing which you must keep in your mind, and without which any partnership, any marriage will not succeed. So these are the few other things which we have designed. I will not take much of the time. They are already available on the site. This is the form MDG1. We have tried to give it. You can see to it that this particular form is required to be filled up. These are the all exhaustive form we have made. Still, if you have anything, you find that we have worked a lot of, we have devoted around 3 months for developing this particular form, which was not so exhaustive in our earlier guidelines. Then this is the notice of the merger, which was not there, so we have given it, and then unfreezing of the name also. And Parul, where is that chart of the seniority? Okay. So there is a chart which we have given about that how the seniority will take place, etc. So with this, my deliberation, which is supposed to be finished by now. So with this, I am concluding. Thank you very much for joining and in coming in large numbers. Now over to office for next session.
I thank you, sir, for sharing your expertise and the perspectives with us today. Your session was absolutely informative and it provided clarity on the subject. Thank you so much, sir. I request Honorable Vice Chairman, C.A. Babu Brahm, sir, to kindly commence the second session on navigating the implications, strategy, and operational impact for firms. Sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chairman. I think you laid the roadmap for the aggregation of firms brilliantly, so well explaining and the complete process involved and the procedures to be followed for that. Then I think, sir, I would touch upon on the other side of the presentation. What are the challenges involved in aggregation of the firms, especially when two firms are merging? What are the strategies to be followed? What are the operational aspects to be taken care of? I would rather touch on the practical side of that. Therefore, my Honorable Chairman, you have made my presentation easier because of the strong foundation laid by you. I'm sure this would have been. And Chairman, we will take the questions at the end of the session, or
Yes, anytime, because
yeah.
Meanwhile, compile, you may take the question answer if you can. You have Q&A in your dashboard.
Yes, sir.
So you can take the question answer and rest we'll take from here.
Pardon?
Office will help. If you want to take any question answer, you can take, but after your presentation, we'll take the consolidated one.
And then I think we'll I'll also complete the presentation so that many questions will maybe stand answered by then.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Take it. Can we make upload the presentation?
Sir, we're uploading, sir.
Allow us a minute.
Take it. I think the primary question probably we need to answer is why should we merge? I think unless we find an answer for that, no firms are going to merge. I think this question, we should be convinced why I should merge with Sanjay Agarwal and company. See, I will tell you one simple reason. My chairman is a country-known expert on direct taxes, whereas I am more into audit. Therefore, I think we do have two different synergies. And if both of us merge, undoubtedly, see, these two synergies can make a strategic alliance for both of us. I'm just telling you one example. Therefore, we should be very convinced what are the points, why should we merge? I think that is imperative for growth. Can we move to the next? Next slide. Yeah, I think I will give a bird's eye view of, I think first is cost optimization. See, if you see the large firms, they have a centralized research and support team. If query or an opinion is sought, this an opinion is given centrally by the central office or the hub, so that the cost of, because otherwise every unit need to have the expertise for that. Even their expertise may not be up to the mark. Whereas once the entire pool is, the resources are pooled to the one point, then they will give the best results. Therefore, I think in terms of infrastructure, in terms of overheads, there will be significant reduction in the cost. Therefore, one of the most important aspects is cost optimization. Second part is market expansion. See, once you merge, you will have new geographical boundaries. See, for example, see, I have been approached by one bank network. They want to give the concurrent audit. What they asked me is, Babu, will you be able to take Pan India? Whereas I don't have the infrastructure, therefore I said I may not be able to do that. Therefore, if you have, had I been got network firms or branches across the country, I would have been able to do that. Therefore, you will be able to conquer new geographical sectors, client bases, enhancing the visibility and giving a wider service footprint as far as market expansion is concerned. Competitive advantage. I think this is going to be one of the most important aspects. For example, I may not be able to handle search and seizures. If my chairman is with me, we were together, then he is an expert on search and seizure. So, yeah, and India's conversion is coming. I would be able to handle that. Once, see, various resources are pulled in, various competitiveness comes together. Therefore, a competitive edge will be one of the most important aspect of, especially considering the complex assignments and complex nature, because you cannot be jack of all sports. Because today, a lot of changes are happening on a day-to-day basis in every field of law. Then technological synergy, because see, for example, if I want to buy an audit software, it's for a standalone unit, it can be very expensive. But once we collaborate together, we will be able to invest on better technology platforms, automation tools, and so on and so forth. Then talent pooling. As I said, some are experts in direct access, some are experts in indirect access, some are experts in technology, some are experts in audit, like that. Some are experts in internal audit, IS audit, mergers and acquisitions. See, therefore, I think that is going to be, talent pooling is going to be a very important aspect of this. Then comprehensive resources. Together, firms can offer to an end-to-end professional services under one umbrella. Therefore, see, otherwise, at times, if I don't practice in that area, a client approaches, I had to refer it to some other firm. Therefore, this is going to be one of the important. Then, future profiling. In today's dynamic regulatory and business environment as merged, firm can be more agile, resilient, and better prepared for future challenges. I think all of you will agree on that. Then is one is brand strengthening. See, then you will be able to develop it as a all India brand. That is going to be the most important aspect of that. And brand building itself will help you to acquire new clients. I think we will move to the next slide. Yeah. Slide 3. Yeah. Okay. Therefore, this is basically to sum up. what we have seen, enhance resources, broader client base, operational efficiency, stronger market position, sustainable growth, and risk sharing also. See, because I get better advices. If I take a professional indemnity insurance, the cost is also shared by everyone. Okay, next. This is, I think, one of the most important aspect. What if I lose my firm name? See, I'll tell you one example. Today, I am a firm based out in Cochin. Therefore, by losing my identity, if I have a pan-India presence, don't you think it is worth considering? That is number one. Number two, I think the chairman has said, today the institute has liberalized. You can demerge even after within 10 years of time. Therefore, even if I merge, you can preserve your firm name for next 10 years. That is one important aspect which has been taken care of by the institute in the recent guidelines. Next. Strategic considerations for mergers. I think that is very important. I think the foundation is trust. If I cannot trust my counterpart, then where is the question of merger? I think we should have been able to trust, and for that we need to have some kind of initial association and background check, so that you understand what is the philosophy of that firm, what is the culture which they are, what is the value system, whether then you can trust on that firm. Second aspect I would say is transparency. I think that is a cornerstone. If two firms has to work together, unless they are transparent in every aspect, not only in terms of billing and realization, in terms of audit, in terms of intricacies involved, in terms of challenges, everything, it has to be shared and in a transparent manner. Then cultural compatibility. That is one of the most important. See, for example, I'll tell you one simple example. I don't respond to tenders because I realize that the L1 business may not be many a time is not feasible for me. Therefore, if I want to merge with a firm which is largely dependent on tenders, probably in the long run it may not be, it may not work well. Therefore, cultural compatibility is very, very important. You should understand what is the philosophy and the value system in that firm. Vision statement. For example, see, my vision is to say, for example, to develop the firm in next 10 years, pan-India, then develop it as a global firm. Whereas my other merging firm is not interested to go globally. I'm just saying, therefore, it also has to be aligned together. This is also very, very important. Next. Yeah. Laying the groundwork, initiation and preliminary evaluation. This is very, very important. Unless you do a good homework, this merger may not be standing in the long run. Therefore, please do relevant homework before you decide to merge together. Initiate with the expression of interest for merger that lays down the intent and the expected outcomes. Organize the exploratory meetings. That is very important to evaluate the vision statement, synergy in practice domain, cultural compatibility, and geographical competencies, and how you can complement each other. That is very, very important. Identify key clauses and compliance checkpoints in the merger deed at the outset to ensure a smooth process. Where the vision meets possibility, the first handshake towards transformation takes place. That is very, very important. Next. I think we advise our clients before you go for any merger and amalgamation, you do a due diligence, financial, legal, and operational due diligence. That is very, very important. Therefore, this is one of the challenges, audit compatibility. For example, check the potential conflict arising from 144 of the Companies Act, because appointment is in the name of one firm. Yeah, and if you are in the merge entity, if you are having a new firm name, then this can be, that transition can be a challenge. Now we definitely will be taking up this issue in the next meeting to find out a solution for this. I'm assuring you on that. Let us see. Hopefully, we should be able to make a solution for that. Then regulatory, previous one, regulatory. You should ensure that there is no disciplinary proceedings against the merging firm. There is no adverse orders of the NFRA, National Financial Reporting Authority, or by any other forum for that matter, RBI or any regulatory firm. You should. I think this all will come out during your due diligence, which is very, very important. Next. Seal the deal. Identity, address, and authority. Formalizing the face and force of the merger is first and foremost. Decide the name of the merged firm. At times, you may decide that one of the large firm, which is older, which is having a great goodwill, you may decide. But whatever be, you should have a decision on that before you decide to merge. Designate the registered office. Where is your registered office or head office? Then select the managing partners. There can be more than one managing partner, but you have to designate one managing partner to authenticate the process at SSP. Therefore, that is. But for the managing of the firm, you can have more than one managing partner. Co-authorization of the partners by legal hires. See, we are all well versed in that. Then what should be the form of the merged entity? Whether you want to continue as a partnership firm, whether you want to continue as an LLP. If you have a larger framework, naturally you may have to go for LLP. Next. Drawing the line. Key negotiation. Terms of merger, that is most important. You decide what should be the terms. It may be, there cannot be any straight jacket solution for that. For each firm, there can be different terms of mergers depending upon their competencies, their size, their visibility, their client base, their billing, everything. Then how do you transfer the assets and the liabilities to the merged entity? Then what should be the management structure? Who all should be the key partners? Say, for example, in the case of an LLP, who should be the designated partners? Who are the all those details you have to. Then allocation of work and profit. How do you allocate the work? Say, for example, you can decide when whatever work coming at for the firm at Cochin will be executed by me, and like that. And what should be the sharing ratio, share of the profit? It can be different for work executed by me, work executed by others. For the common empanel work like bank audit, C&AJ audit, that can be different. But everything has to be agreed in advance. Then what should be the remuneration? That is very important. That is the basis for your drawings. See, because every partner need money to also, therefore, for their survival, therefore, it has to be. Then how do you going to share the administrative costs? What are the common costs? What is the cost for the unit? Then client and employee transition, because now all employees will come to under one merged entity. How do you settle the gratuity for the services which has been provided for the erstwhile firm? See, all those has to be, whether you're going to give a new appointment letter to the new employees, all those matters, how their seniority will be considered, whether there is a continuity of employment, confidentiality. See, I think these are all we do for our clients. In the case of a merger, confidentiality of negotiations. Suppose it doesn't work out. See, I have already shared with you all my details. And I'm under a merge. If you decide to not to merge, or later on decide to demerge, then all this has to be very confidential, and you have to have a confidentiality clause for that. Dispute resolution mechanism, if at all there is any disputes arise, then you should also foresee an eventuality of a demerger. Therefore, then you should also define the terms of demerger. Next, the paper trail and the regulatory compass. That is very, very important. You should understand on that. I think you are seeing the form to be filed with the institute. It has to be filed within 30 days. Then, if it is a partnership, you have to have a revised partnership deed with the registrar of firms. And if in the case of LLP, it has to be with the ROC. And decide and freeze the name of the merging firms. These are all. Then you have to have a new PAN, you have to have a new GST registration, you have to have new TAN in the name of demerged or a merged entity. All those has to be planned well in advance. Next. Operational impact on firms. Yeah, let us see what are the operational impacts on the firms. Compliances and controls. I think that is one of the most important aspects, because every unit has their own mechanism. Now, once you come under the merged setup, you should have uniform practices, including, I think, I've seen some of the firms, including for their letterheads, their visiting cards, everywhere, they maintain uniformity. I think that helps you for a better brand building. Therefore, you have to, as far as the processes are concerned, you have to align the SOPs, documentation styles, engagement workflows. That is all very important. How the people handle, how the overlap, how the morale of the workforce is retained, how we are going to ensure the training for all the resources spread across various locations. Then unifying technology is one of the most technological integration. Every unit would have been using different audit tools, for example, the different reporting mechanisms, different client monitoring. All those things has to be integrated. Then how do you communicate to the clients? That is also very important. If you can develop a uniform method, so that there is absolutely no disruption in the merge scenario. That also has to be planned, because clients also has to be intimated well in advance at every location. Therefore, these are all. Then compliances, regulatory, quality review mechanisms, all those. Then finance, and TDS, GST, which is going to be the nodal office for the GST, cash flow forecast, who will take care of the administration, budgeting process. All those has to be, and who will manage the bank accounts. That is also very important. What should be, whether there should be bank accounts at each unit, then there has to be a common bank account. If the common bank account, who will operate, whether you are going to operate under one GST or whether there will be GST for each location. See, these are all, you have to find solutions before you get into the decision of then how do you ensure the cultural transition. Therefore, these are all very, very important aspects. We'll go to the next. Yeah. KPIs that drive success: track, measure, and scale. See, it is not enough you merge. You have to see what is my revenue growth. Therefore, in the merge entity, you should, before the merger itself, you should plan what should be the revenue growth at each location and as a firm, merge firm as a whole. What should be the profitability matrix? What are the new client acquisitions sort of possible? How we are going to do the talent retention? Churn rate, it is very, very important, especially in a merge scenario. Churn rate is nothing but your attrition rate. How many clients are discontinued? I think you should be conscious about that, and the churn rate should be the lowest. Because how many clients you are left to your firm divided by the total number of firms at the beginning, that will give you the churn rate. Market diversification, niche practice expansion. See, unless you get into newer areas of practice, this synergy may not justify that, because you have a wider pool, wider geographical service area. Therefore, you should enter into niche practice areas. See, all of us, after in the merge scenario, doing in same line of practice may not be the intent, because specialization can happen at various locations. Therefore, these are all important aspects. Next, golden nuggets, key takeaways from a smart merger journey. I think that I would underline smart merger. That I think that is a most important aspect which you should consider. Therefore, strategic alignment over size, because size is going to be much larger. You should not feel that it is very unwieldy. It cannot be unwieldy provided if you plan it well. Operational clarity equals smooth transition. That is very, very important. Due diligence is very, very important. Yeah, it gives comfort to both the sides. Then compliance builds credibility. I think that's a very, very important as a firm, especially when you grow. Your credibility, your value system is very, very important. Culture and trust drive true synergy. Therefore, under the merge scenario, you should have a common culture and you should have a trust. Great mergers are not built on numbers alone, but on shared vision, trust, and strategic alignment. That is most important. Therefore, these are all scenarios you should see in advance so that it helps you. I think with that, I should. I would rather give more time to understand your issues. I think with that, Chairman sir, I will conclude my presentation.
Thank you so much, sir, for the expertise and the practical insights. That has added immense value, and we're grateful for the time and thoughts you've shared with us today. Now, sir, we had received an advanced question from a member, wherein the member was asking as to what combinations are permissible from the ICI side with respect to how to receive the benefit of the date of establishment among the various firms which are pondering over merging with each other. So, for this, Chairman sir would take this question and he would explain it by example. This is explained by example section of the webinar. May I request the Chairman sir, please?
So, friends, thank you very much. We have around 475 members, those who are viewing this, and not many have made a request for making this particular session on the DLH portal, on the YouTube, etc. So that office will make the arrangement. So I'm trying to explain by example, which is given in the policy itself, but how the naming process will be there, how the seniority will be. There are few of the possible things which we have tried to capture. So next, please. So, for example, one of the name of your firm is A and Company. The another name is B and Company, and name of the new firm which you wanted to make is A and Company. So the date of merger, on the date of merger in 2024 or 25, whatever may be, the oldest firm is 2002, so far as the seniority is concerned. What will be the impact on the merger? How the seniority will be given by the us? Now, here I'm pausing for a minute. What is within the hands of the ICI, as I have already told you, either the proprietors, firm name, or the partnership firm name. But so far as LLP is concerned, The regulator is MC. So if you are merging and you want to make a LLP later on, in that case, you first merge, freeze in the name of the firms, and then you convert your firm into LLP so that unfreezing can be given by ICI. Unfreezing of LLP cannot be given by the ICI. So please be careful. This is the caution note I am giving. So A and company, B and company, you want to keep the name as A and company. Date of establishment will be 2002, which is the oldest one. The next is this. What will be the name which will be freezed? It will be Freeze B and Company. And date of freezing will be 2024 or 25 as the case. And till what time you can demerge is 2034, 10 years in the new scheme. Name and date of establishment after unfreezing will be B and Company and 2004, not 2024 or 2034. It will be 2004. That is the original date of the merged entity. So this is the one example. Next, please. Now, another example, if you take, let us say C and D, they are merging and they want to frame name as D. Date of establishment will be 2005. Date of freezing will be 2025. Date will be 2036. Name cannot be unfreezed beyond 10 years from the date of merger. So merger, if you are doing after 10 years, year 2035 will be the date of merger. Demerger, you can say. Beyond 2035, 35, you will not be able to demerge. So no name will be demerged. Next, please. Now E and company and why F and company is in our name of the new firm they wanted to keep new. Let us say they wanted to keep something new as Y and company. Neither E and company nor F and company. They have to take the approval of the Y and company in one of the entity. Let us say E and company change the name to Y and company, and then you merge E and company and F and company. Both the firm name will be there in the freezing record. Demerger within 10 years, then unfreezing establishment after this E and company name will be there, and F and company both will be able to give you Y and company you are keeping as the new one. So this is something what we next please. Now next example, G and company, H and company. You want to frame either GH company or HG company, means the merger. After approval, the name, then either G and company or H and company, whichever you decide to freeze, they will freeze it. However, you can keep the FRN number. If you want to freeze the name of G and company, then FRN number of H and company will be used. If you want to keep the H and company as free, then G company FRN will be given to you as a merged entity. However, the name you can keep as GH and company or HG company as you may wish to keep it. This is what is the example. Next, please. So these are the few examples which we have captured. Now, Bowser, can we take question answers? Few questions you may answer wherever you wish.
Absolutely, sir.
So, office, please facilitate us to give the answers.
Thank you, thank you, sir, for explaining the examples very nicely and in details. So there are a lot of questions which we are receiving. So the first question is to Chairman, sir. Can there be a merger of two alliance networks?
You see, at present in these guidelines, the merger of the firms is only being envisaged. The alliances itself is a networking very soon your committee is going to revisit even the domestic guidelines of these networking. Where, if at all, because there is already in networking, that is not a merger. Merger of two networks is not being envisaged in this particular guidelines. In future, we may bring the amendment if we get a lot of requests. Because as on date, I think only 135 total networking guidelines being recognized by the ICAI. So that is not a large number. We may get, if it, so we'll amend it.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, next question is for Vice Chairman, sir. It says, how should the remuneration be quantified for a partner receiving remuneration from two different firms?
Yeah, as I said in my presentation, so these are all matters which you should decide before you enter into a merger agreement. It's up to the firm. See, you have to decide how each partner is going to be remunerated, whether I can continue in another firm or whether only in the merged entity. But see, it should be within the overall framework of the ICAI. That's all. That's only what you need to see. But therefore, you have absolute freedom to remunerate your partners as per your internal agreement.
And Vice Chairman, sir,
Yes.
it has nothing to do with the income tax. Please.
Yeah.
The income tax will operate its own law. If
Yeah.
it is allowable, non-allowable, TDS is to be deducted, not to be deducted, all these things are separate, which you have to have a compliance.
Yeah, absolutely. You are right, sir.
Don't confuse into the
Yeah.
actual sharing, getting actual things and as per the income tax.
Thank you for that value addition.
The next question is, how firms can demerge in case only two partners, in case of only two partners, how can a firm demerge, especially with respect to the criteria laid down in the guidelines? Yes.
You see, when you are two partners, both should agree for it. If one is saying that I want to demerge, that is the now merger agreement you have to see. From the issued side, both has to agree. This is what our understanding. If you have anything to say, because a demerger, when merger of two proprietor firm is there, if only one firm wanted to demerge, I think it is not possible. Both have to agree.
Unless and until you have a specific clause in the partnership, because the partnership deed says that, okay, fine, A can decide on the out of A and B. If A have the power, A can decide on the demerger, then only institute will accept. Otherwise, both has to.
Because, Babu sir,
Yeah.
we have 75% of the erstwhile firm. So
Yeah.
if proprietors are coming, so 75% will be only one. So if you say by one, that will defeat
The very purpose.
So in my, this is not from the issue side. In my considered opinion, it has to be both the parties.
Thank you so much, sir. So the next question which we have received, we asked both chair and vice chair, what about the ITR and other formalities of the merging firm? The firm which is merging into another firm, they're asking what about the formalities which might they have to undertake?
You see, for the purpose of law, the entity which is not actually dissolving, but from the point of view of the law, it is dissolving and it is going into another entity. So ITR, etc. of the old firm basically will be filed by the old people, and any 148 or reopening will come. It will be an erstwhile firm. However, case law may be there where, say, dissolved entity or the entity which is non-existent cannot be assessed, etc. That will not, we are going to tell. But so far as after the date of merger, so for the better understanding, try to merge on 31st March, because at that time, if you merge on 31st March, the question of interim period will not arise. However, if you are merging in a mid-period, then up to the date of the mid-period, the old firm has to file the ITR, etc., and old partners are required to give it. And thereafter, you may inform them of the non-existent by way of filing of the instead of dissolution a merger agreement to the income tax department or GST department, whatever situation. And if you want to, because you have to surrender the GST number also of the merging firm, then all the process you have to do in the capacity of a old existing firm. These are my views. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, there's another question. Does the exclusion of individual practitioners without trade name or firm name given from the institute side, does it imply that sole proprietary firms are not covered under these guidelines? May I request Vice Chairman, sir, to please enlighten us on this? Sir, you're on mute, sir.
I think that is only a misconception. See, the very purpose of the committee is to aggregate the sole proprietors. Therefore, you are not excluded, nor the sole proprietary firms are not excluded out of this. The exclusion of the individual practitioners without a firm or trade name does not imply that sole proprietary firms are excluded. Sole proprietary firms, partnership firms, and LLPs registered with the institute are covered under these guidelines.
And that we have given in the chart itself,
Yeah.
where we have said which can be merged, which cannot be merged, which can be merged with whom, and which can be merged with which cannot be merged with whom.
Chairman, sir, continuing in the previous question, see, one of the big challenge may be the 144 of the Companies Act. See,
Yes.
appointment is in the name of a firm. And now a new firm has come, AB and Company. Therefore, it is a totally different firm. Therefore, I think this year I am the chairman of the CLCGC. We will take up this matter with the MCA so that they come out with appropriate guidelines on this aspect.
Sir, we have already written to the PDC also,
Yeah.
and we take up as a CLCG matter.
Okay.
So far as LLP is concerned,
Yeah.
the ministry has a guidelines.
Yeah. For companies,
Is concerned, there is no guideline.
Guideline.
However, I give you via media right now.
yeah,
What is freezed is a FRN number and a form name.
Yeah.
If suppose A and company and B and company are merging, now B and company are having more work and they are not transferable. However, they want to keep the name A and company. So A and company can be kept as their name. However, FRN number of B and company can be taken by them.
okay, good.
So that for the regulator, it is only a change of name.
Yeah.
Only change of name of the firm, but the constitution does not change. So in that case, you can continue to work in the A and company name, but FRN number of B and company can be given by us.
But still, there can be a challenge under the Companies Act because AGM has appointed A and Company.
No, change of name is always allowable.
Yeah.
So change of name is always allowable.
Okay.
However, if it is the appointment in the name of a partner,
Yeah.
then it have some difficulty.
Okay.
We are taking up this matter. We have already returned to PDC because these are the new guidelines. So these few questions will come. We'll
Yeah.
try to get the answer as far as
Absolutely. Absolutely, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, another question. Chairman, sir, the question is 5 proprietorship firms. They want to merge and they want to form LLP, CF LLP. So what will be the procedure given by ICAI?
I've already explained, Secretary Sir, that the 5 proprietary firm, if they want to merge, I think the 5 proprietary should either merge in a partnership format. First of all, they should form a partnership firm, and in that partnership firm treated as a merge firm. And in that merge firm, they should get a freezing certificate, because when you go to the LLP, then we'll not be able to freeze the name of the LLP. LLP format cannot be freed by us. That is not being operated by us. So you convert into a partnership, as a partnership, you merge. then take a freezing certificate, then convert that partnership into an LLP. This is something, a solution I am working for you. This type of the question.
Good, good, Chairman.
Right.
Practically, I have to answer, Babu sir, not theoretical.
Yeah,
Office-
absolutely. Allah, that is what is required, sir.
Yeah, office will say it is not allowed.
Yeah.
So furthering this, the same question, the member asked that if the partnership firm after merger converts into LLP, so there are guidelines in place where partnership firms of CAs can be converted into LLPs. Now, after they merged, they were a partnership firm. Then they converted into LLP. Now, after coming into LLP, there is a dispute and they want to demerge. And now the erstwhile partnership firm which got merged, they want their respective names. What is the procedure? Is it possible?
So there is a dialogue which is going on between the MSS department and the CACF. According to me, if the partnership converts into LLP and a partnership firm was a merged entity, and they have taken a freezing certificate in the new guidelines, I have no answer for the existing LLP which is being converted after merger in the guidelines which were existing up to 2024. I cannot give you the answer. However, so far as if you are taking a freezing certificate after merging in a partnership form and then you convert into LLP and later on you have to dissolve that LLP as a demerged entity, we will give you the unfreezing name only in the new guidelines. So far as the old guidelines are concerned, we are in talk with the MSF department. They will give the answer. Okay.
Right, sir. Sir, there's a question, Vice Chairman, sir. So what a member is asking, what being a sole proprietor, they do not have very sophisticated and huge organization structures. So when you talk about changes in the firm post-merger, how do they deal with it and what changes in internal processes should a firm expect at a grassroots level to inculcate and how to excel?
Thank you. If you recollect, partly I covered that question in my presentation, answer in my presentation. See, you should know the first challenge is integration of the systems. You should have a common accounts for the merged entity, irrespective of the unit. Then I told you should have GST. You have to decide whether you are going to operate under one GST at one location or for GST for each location. That is very therefore integration of the financial, operational, and management system are going to be the first challenge, and what that has to be planned well in advance so that there is no disruption is involved. Then unified policies and procedures. See, once you come, everything I said, including from the letterhead, everything has to be so that every branch speaks about the same thing. Harmonization of the internal policies and procedures and compliances. Redesign the organization structure, roles and reporting lines and workflow, work allocation, supervisory mechanism, client transition and communication. That is also very, very important. Resource allocation. How do you optimize? See, this branch has got 10 resources and enough work. That can be today in a virtual environment, work can be executed from any place. Therefore, that all has to be. Then what about internal audits and controls and reporting mechanisms, supervision? All those are very, very important aspects which you should plan well in advance so that there is absolutely no disruption or difficulty at any stage after the merger. Yes.
Thank you, Babu sir. Just for an information, because I was seeing the console.
Yeah.
We have just crossed 500 and we have now 501 members. So it is considered in the
513.
513. Okay. So
Good.
it is increased before I was reading it. It is now 513. So we have crossed 513. Babu sir, after all these questions, what now I'm trying to understand what we should do from the committee. This is a proposal as a vice chairman to you. Because,
Sir, I think we need to have a more outreach programs.
yeah,
See, today members are not aware of the guidelines, though it is hosted in our website, but members are not aware of the intricacies. Still, they have a lot of internal fear. If I merge, what will happen? Whether I'll be able to come out if I don't gel with my partners, all those concerns. Therefore, now you have increased the span to 10 years of demerger. I think it is a very wise decision, and it is a enough time span. If I continue for 10 years together, I think I would have sorted out all the issues. Therefore, we need to have more outreach programs at all major branches to reach out to the membership on the importance of a merger. And I think that then only we'll be able to align with the vision of the Prime Minister of the country to have at least develop four big five firms in India. He wanted 10 big five, 10 big firms at least. And I think we should target for 100 big firms.
Vice Chairman, sir, actually, what is also coming in my mind,
Yeah.
while we'll ask 520, 10 people, those who have merged in the, will examine, will write them a mail and we'll try to contact. Office, please not. And we would like them to come here, either virtually or physically, but because virtually you have a pan-India viewership, to come here and explain as to their success story. And because I have to.
That's a very good,
Yeah.
very good suggestion, sir.
I have to go to Ethical Standard Board also, because we have to conceal their name.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will be a
Publicity.
So we'll try to work out something. Some big panelists, 3-4 companies, those who have, we can ask them to say how they have managed in their day-to-day life the conflicts, the disputes, or growth, or all these things. They come and they tell about their success story.
I think, Chairman sir, building further on that, probably we should have an interactive session with the successful merge firms.
Yes.
Then we will understand how, what are the strengths, how they have been able to survive, so that we can share it with our membership at large. Similarly, we should also have a session with the demerge firms to understand what are the reasons and causes for the demerger.
Because when the outreach program into pre-notification, we have done it. We have discussed with so many people. So many firms have been called, bigger, smaller. MC Secretary came in this council hall itself to discuss with them. And then we have brought, but still for the larger size of the participant and larger number of the firm, we would like to have some of the program. It gives us strength. The number gives us the strength.
Absolutely.
You should come, you should tell us that, look, these are the difficulties. Please find the solution. Your committee itself, your chairman, vice chairman.
Sir, this year we will target 100 firms to merge together.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah. Office, any other
Sir, a
question?
lot of questions are pouring in,
No,
like the numbers. So there's this senior member, sir, is asking one question. I'm in sole practice since 1980. I want to practice in proprietary firm. Now, will my experience and date of establishment, he writes, 1980 will be counted in sole proprietary firm?
You see, we can give you the date of establishment of your FRN or trade number, trade name. If you are practicing only in your individual name, will not be able to give the trade name as the date way back to 1980. If it is there in the MSF in the earlier, then we'll not. Otherwise, according to me, if you convert your proprietary, sole proprietor, not the trade, if you are individual practitioner and you want to convert into a trade name today, we'll be able to give you only today's date. Will not be able to give you 1980 date. But if you are practicing as a sole proprietor since 1918, let us say A and Company, then or A and Associate, then we'll give you 1980 as your date of establishment. I am giving you date of establishment, not the experience date. And when I say I means ICAI.
Thank you, sir. So another question, if the merger notice is
Chairman sir, how we can address that issue? For example, I am a proprietor. I was practicing in individual name from 1980. My friend also was a individual, but he created a firm name, A&M Company, and that firm is getting the seniority from 1980, whereas I am also on the same footing. I am not getting.
You see, because this is a matter which is in the pipeline of the committee.
Yeah.
We are also trying to come. I should not say because it has not yet
Yeah.
came to the council.
Yeah.
That freezing of the proprietor or proprietary name.
Yeah.
For example, if my company, what we say as a LIC tagline,
Yeah.
जिंदगी के साथ भी जिंदगी के बाद भी.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
what
sir.
we are going to do with all these 68,000 proprietary firm or 3,700 proprietor, you come to the issue, freeze your proprietary name also.
Take it.
Keep it. You can gift it, you can transfer it, you can sell it, you can give us the guidelines as to how after the Jindagi ke baad bhi, after the death, your name can be transferred to anyone. So far as ICI is concerned, I'll not be able to do it in case of LLP, or in the case of proprietary firm or this. So please bear with us. It might be possible that in next 6 months or so, this problem is also being answered by the
Yeah.
council.
Absolutely. Absolutely, sir.
It is not covered as on date.
Take it.
Sir, there's another question. Firm in South needs to merge with firm in North. How to get the database? Which firms are ready? And how do we know who is ready for this type of merger?
So, as my vice chairman is working, I have already deliberated that we are trying to develop a networking portal for which an RFP is under the process and will finalize very soon, wherein all those people, those who are interested in taking the merger, or those who are in giving the merger, or those who are giving the assignment, or alliance, or networking, or lead model, or overseas networking, we are trying to cover them in that portal. Please bear with us because this is a new committee, new thought people have come, and this is the second year. Last year was only election year. Only 4 or 5 months we have been able to work out. Very soon, I think by the end of October, September, we'll try to get you the portal wherein north, south, boundaries will not be there. Even if you want to go global, you can go global.
That will be a great initiative, Chairman.
Yes. Anything else?
Sir, though there are a lot of questions, but we'll wrap up as we have another last question. This is an interesting question, and the first time we've received such a question. Like networking guidelines, you have different models. So you have different models for mergers also?
You see, merger itself is a model. Merger itself is a model of aggregation of firms. And networking are different models for the aggregation of firms. Maybe now let me tell you the next program which we may do it in the next 15 days or so. The another thing which we have passed in the council, for which SSP portal is working, an LLP is there. A parent LLP, you can form either the existing one or a new one. And in that, the LLPs are partners. For example, A and Company LLP is a parent LLP. It can have partner B and Company, C and Company LLP, D and Company LLP, and so many. These guidelines have been passed, but today's session is of 2 hours and we need to take a lot of questions. So we have not merged these two guidelines into one. So for that, please wait and tell your friends also to join whenever next notification comes in respect of LLP form of aggregation of firms.
Thank you for the answers, sir. Thank you, my chairman and vice chairman, sir, for giving such crisp and clear answers, providing clarity on the subject, on which it is much required by the members at large. May I request my vice chairman, sir, to kindly give us the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Chairman. I had, before I go for the formal vote of thanks, we had a lot of questions. I think we should also collate this question and publish an FAQ. That will be quite helpful.
Already in the process.
Yeah, take it. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman, for bringing Honorable President and Vice President to inaugurate this first webinar organized by the Committee for Aggregation of CA Firms. On behalf of all of you who has joined virtually, let me offer our sincere gratitude to the Honorable President and Vice President for joining. This seminar has happened because of the initiative of the chairman of the committee. It may so happen that we too are one of the senior most council members in the present council. My chairman is more senior to me. Therefore, probably that may be the reason the president has entrusted this committee to both of us. Therefore, it's an onerous responsibility. I'm extremely glad and delighted members across the country has joined this, and we will continue this initiative, and we will also showcase some of the practical examples before you. Thank you very much for joining in large numbers, and also thank you to the chairman for a wonderful presentation and brilliantly answering the queries. And thank you for the office for coordinating this webinar. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Friends,
you.
we are going to mail you the feedback form of this particular. This office is requested to send email to each and every person. And please write back to CACAF, 2 times CACA, Committee on Aggregation of Chartered Accountants Firms at ICAI.in, and tell us on which topic you would like to have more and more sessions. And just to add to my vice chairman, who has worked hard, very hard for this particular webinar, I was not so well about my health, but still with the cooperation. And we have crossed 531.
Oh, great.
So that is the success of the program. Please do attach with us, come with us, put so many problems to us, and so that we can provide you the answer for everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye. Namaskar. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Officer, close the proceeding, please.
Thank you. Yeah, you can log out others. You log out public, Bhargav.